Welcome to Cameron House Marina. My name's Ruben. I'm the sales manager here at Marine Sales Scotland. This is a 2005 Bavaria S37 hardtop. Powered by a pair of Volvo Penta CAD 300 horsepower diesel engines, she sleekly prowls the water as one of the best looking pre-owned boats that money can buy. A stock boat, she's freshly serviced, anti-filled and polished, encompassing a hull and radar dome wrap in late 2021 complete, with cockpit reupholstering and saloon recarpeting at the time. All about the open air alfresco lifestyle. Let's take a little look on board. So it is a very welcoming space, especially from the transom here. Your swim platform, now that is moulded into the back of the hull rather than being bolt on and extended out here, so that saves you money on those nasty marina fees. All of the teak was reconditioned at the back. You've then got your step up onto the port side. You've also got one starboard to access the full walk round, which you don't always tend to get on a sports cruiser of this size. Up in the radar arch we've got Glomex Simrad radar system, then your VHF aerial horn and also anchor light. Now if we take a step on, the canopies will come down from here. That is the one pet peeve of a lot of people here in the UK. They do not like living under canopy. So with this, you've got your hard top and your electric sliding hard top roof, which goes across to completely enclose the forward section of the cockpit. And then the only section under canvas canopy is the aft here, double sunbeds. Now underneath that lives the tender garage, just in here. That is hydraulically controlled. So we press a button, and with that lifted up, yeah, you can use it as a tender garage or to put your outboard motor bracket. Just general storage. The wise thing to do, common sense, is a mast that creates a Budweiser and Peroni. Lift back the tender garage to reveal Loch Lomond's finest, keenest priced off licence. That's certainly what I would do with it. You can also then get a little auxiliary generator in the back there should you want to do it. That tends to be a popular thing. People aren't really going with generators in the engine bay anymore due to the cost of them. A wee pocket one, but £1,000 does just as good a job. We then have both of our Volvo Penta CAD 300 horsepower diesel engines. This is on out drives. Boat was out of the water again in August, and then it got a re-anti-fouling again just a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So subsurface all is shipshape, pardon the pun. It really is just such a stunning looking boat, especially from the back end here and side on. Very, very sleek. It is sexy, let's just say it. So let's take a look on. Access is on the starboard end here. We do have this big double sunbed cushion. I think it's more than a double, but when I say double sunbed cushion, well, you've got two individual cushions that make it up. You do have this stainless steel grab rail round the back, so if you are lying on this while the boat is underway, you can hold on to that just for safety. Grab rails everywhere you look. You've got another one here, and then a complete U-shape round the hatch down into the accommodation below. So the cockpit wet bar services this entire cockpit area here. It's got that carbon fibre wrap on the top, and then underneath we've got our cold water sink for washing hands. We've got an electric grill. We've also got the control for the inverter on board, and then we've got our fridge with a freezer compartment there as well. This is storage for your champagne Magnum, sold separately. And then what I want to tell you is when we had this boat in August 2021, all of the vinyl here, so all of the upholstery was renewed. So this is all new August 2021. The colour was pure white. I remember selecting it, and it is still very much pure white, blemish free, nick free, as you would expect. It just lifts the whole boat. It really does feel very, very ultra crisp in here, and the reason being, well, it is. The table was actually sanded down and was brought back up with varnish. It was stained 5 times to give it that rich, vibrant effect. Looks almost the same colour as the teak flooring. Then opposite here we do have the helm. Again, carbon fibre theme, modern. Steering wheel works in well with the dash. See the carbon fibre wrap effect up there too. We've got our Simrad touchscreen here. Now that gives us a GPS. You can also configure it with a transducer if you want to get an echo picture from down below. And then we do have a Simrad radar, and it is all linked and controlled by that. Electronic controls. We've got a VHF or trim here, bow thruster, reversing camera as well. These are the controls, battery master switches for the engines. Oh. And then this one I'm sure you get the gist of it for the electric opening sunroof. The dead rise on the boat isn't massive, especially when you are at full speed. The nose comes back down very well. You can control that with your trim tab should you need to. Then you have a reversing camera here. Also, for those of you who struggle with parking, it is the most difficult part of a boat, berthing it after a long day, especially if you have dipped into your off licence. Right, without further ado, let's take a little look downstairs. Now, if you look at the design of the boat, the cockpit seems to sit very far backwards and the bow just seems to extend forever. That's what gives it its low profile and its sleek and sexy look. And with that extended bow, it gives you this huge, phenomenal saloon area with a big forward berth and a big aft cabin as well. Now, I just finished a few days ago from filming an S43 Sealine, 43 foot. The space in here pretty much rivals it, doesn't feel too dissimilar, especially thanks to these overhead portholes. So you've got light coming in, you've got light coming in from the side ones. Now these were re-chromed only 6 weeks ago. Not just those two, but all of the inner portholes within the entirety of the boat. You do have your U-shaped saloon there. That is ultra leather. It's very, very soft to the touch. Molds well onto your backside when you're sat down after a long day. You then got a flat screen television with a side loading DVD player, USB and HDMI plug in to the side as well, should you want to do that. The table is high-low, so that will drop. You can then get a cushion to put that in there to turn this into a 6-berther, should you want to. And opposite that is the galley. Now, just before we come onto the galley, the carpets underneath this is your teak and holly flooring. But the carpets, again, last year were brand new, and it does just lift the boat. They've done a very, very good job of it as well. You can see it's all whipped up around the edges and it's stuck to the GRP of the boat. Now, galley wise, what do we have? We've got alcohol electric cookers, stainless steel hot and cold sink, microwave oven in there, and then another fridge with a freezer compartment. Loads of storage for cutlery, all the areas in here, same again throughout those lockers and overhead too. Webasto diesel fired heating system. Then you've got your master switchboard, Bluetooth stereo system as well, with speaker upgrades down in here. Look again, overhead storage, there is absolutely loads of it. Now the heads, so it's an electric quiet flush toilet with a waste tank. It's a wet head, so you just pull the shower faucet out and use that as your shower facility. Loads of storage overhead as well, and then another grab rail. The shower and the whole bathroom is just self-draining through that outlet there. Moving forward into the, arguably the master out of the two. You can still see remnants of the teak and holly floor in there, so 1-2 steps up onto the queen-sized island berth. You've then got more overhead shelvage there. This side is, again, shelves. And then in the other side, that is hanging locker storage. But it is very clean. No funny smells in this, no dampness around the windows either. It has been very well cared for. You can just get a feel. You get a feel for something the moment you walk on it. This ticks all the right boxes. So in the aft cabin, yes, it is overspill seating. It's a chaise lounge, but you could also use that as a berth for a very small person. I'd say a child would definitely be more than happy with that. Between that and the floor, I'd certainly pick that one. You then have double extension here. That is all the way near enough full beam. You can actually see the outline of the hull up at the back, but they've given you that wee recessed lip there, and there's another little storage locker just in the back there too. Most of you seasoned boaters will know if you do sleep in the back, you get less rock, less wave splash, less noise. So this probably for most, although the other cabin is slightly bigger, this will probably be for most the master cabin. Hanging locker storage too. See, there's a diesel heating vent for the onboard Webasto system, so that runs in here. It also runs outside, and now we are actually at this window. You can see that is the vent for it there. Those chrome windows came up absolutely perfectly. we'll just take one more sweeping look around the ultra spacious saloon. This is all about alfresco open air living. It's a lifestyle more than just a boat, especially on a day like this. I'm Ruben from Marine Sail Scotland, where fun in the water begins.